Support for this episode is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 8 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with code BET. That's B-E-T, BET at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 16 million balls. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. So, get 20% off and free shipping with code BET at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with code BET at manscaped.com. Order today for free worldwide shipping and to help support me. And I thank you, Manscaped, for supporting our dream. Hello everyone and welcome back to American Homicide. I'm Jake and today we are going to discuss cases from Las Vegas exclusively. So, let's take a look at our solved case for this week. Our solved case of this week is Esmeralda Gonzalez. Esmeralda Gonzalez was unfortunately murdered in Las Vegas here. She was a model in town. This article was posted just yesterday, so this is a brand new update here. Yesterday for me being the 25th of April, so this episode was recorded just a day before it comes out to all of you. So I like to keep things as up to date as possible. So in Las Vegas here, it looks like a man accused of killing a Las Vegas model and burying her body in concrete was sentenced in Clark County courtroom today in connection with her death. His name was Christopher Prestipino. I'm sorry, I practiced saying it before the show and I still didn't. Okay, is accused of killing Esmeralda Gonzalez, a model who went missing late in May of 2019. Two other suspects, Lisa Mort and Cassandra Garrett, were also arrested in connection with her death. Gonzalez's body was found in a concrete wooden structure in the desert area north of Las Vegas on October 8th of 2019. So this has been a little bit. It's almost going on 4 years here. Mort reportedly knew that Prestipino killed Gonzalez in June 2019. According to an arrest report, Prestipino strangled, Gonzalez while he was high on methamphetamine. Oh, that's fantastic. So that's, and if people who don't live here, Las Vegas is capital. I mean, you guys thought South Dakota was bad. This city alone has, the meth zombies everywhere. The addiction is so bad. It's so bad out west. I don't think people understand how bad it is out here unless you live out here. Like, I go to LA a lot. I've been to San Francisco, Oakland, San Diego, San Jose. It's getting so bad, and I know those are all like California cities and this is a Nevada city, but like you'll understand, like Las Vegas is less than we're 300 miles away from driving into the Pacific Ocean. Like, we're pretty close to the Pacific here. We're not that far away from the coast. The amount of people that go in between Vegas and LA every day is pretty substantial, to the point where we're literally building a high-speed railroad between us, because Vegas is that connected to the West Coast, because people are just constantly in and out, right? So, but the point I'm trying to get at is, like, these drugs travel city to city so easily nowadays compared to, like, even the 80s when it was, like, the cocaine empires were going, right? Like, it's worse than that. But there's no funny movies, right? There's no Narcos. There's no, I don't even know what half of these, go on Netflix, randomize it, you'll probably get one. Anyway, the unfortunate part of this, honestly, is he pled a no contest plea because I don't know if they had enough evidence to put him on first degree murder or anything like that. But unfortunately, that means that the defendant is treated as guilty, basically, but without having to admit it. And that does, and people, what does that mean? It changes a lot of things, right? So, like, Judge Carly Kearney of Las Vegas here in Clark County sentenced him to only 10 to 25 years in prison on the charges for murdering a young model and discarding her body like trash in an abandoned wooden concrete structure. It's tough because so Garrett pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter in February of 21, and Mort pleaded guilty, and these are the two accessories basically. Pleaded guilty as an accessory to murder on February 2020. I got this from Fox 5 Vegas, their local channel here. That's where I get most of my local news here on the website. Their website's just very easy to operate. I apologize if a lot of you don't like Fox, but this is just like some subsidiary of like local. It's just people that live here. It's not really, it's not Tucker. I guess we won't ever hear from Tucker on Fox again. Actually, hey, okay. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Oh, and good riddance, Don Lemon too. Ugh, that guy too. Yucky, yucky. Just the filth getting off the airwaves. Okay, let's move on to more important things. Today's unsolved case is the unsolved case of the oldest unsolved homicide in Las Vegas. And I've reached out to try to get some clarity from the police on some of the things in here. So, and they haven't responded to me. And it looks like a couple other people have reached out to try to speak to them about it too. And it looks like they're just unwilling to speak about this topic. And that's and hey, that's totally fair, because like if they have information and it's like this old of a case, it's not like new info is going to be popping up anytime soon. They've got to keep their info close to chest, so if there is a conviction or if there is an arrest, they can get a conviction, because there's going to be info that only they know and only the person responsible, right? So I understand the reason. I just was trying to explain why. Like, if some things aren't like, wait, what now? It is what it is, right? Well, hopefully we get some resolution in our lifetime, but don't hold your breath. So the body of 33-year-old James Hartley was found in a grave so shallow that his hand protruded through the desert soil, waving at traffic near what is now Harry Reid International Airport, which, if you guys are curious where that is, his burial site was right there. You can see it out my window. It's not that far away, like where his shallow grave was. This gentleman was a sheet metal workers union boss, and he had been shot above his left eye in early 1954. So I know that most of my listeners are from like the 80s to the what is my demographics here? Hold on. 80s to 2000. Okay, yeah, like the young 2000s to the 80s. Like, so this is like before most of us were born. Pictures are still in black and white. So this is an old case, but like I said, it's the oldest one in Vegas history. So it will that's still being investigated. I'm sure the mafia has gotten a couple skeletons in their closet that aren't fully solved yet, and that's got to be older, because how old is Vegas? When was this place made? That's something I should. You know what? I'm gonna focus on the story, and then we'll get into that. Okay. The sheet metal worker, he was shot above the left eye in 1954, and the circumstances around his death remain a mystery, even though at least 8 people testified before a grand jury, some of whom authorities considered to be the suspects in the murder. For a decade after the killing, as potential witnesses continued to come forward, rumors swirled about missing union money and shakedowns. We all gasped. The gravesite of James Hartley, the oldest cold case in the city's history, at Woodlawn Cemetery in Las Vegas, Monday on March 6, 2023. What I'm trying to like, that's when I got this picture here. Not that you can see it, but that's basically where the picture came from. Nearly 69 years to the day, Hartley's body was found on March 13th of that year. So no arrests have been made in the case. So, and he looks like his typical union boss, right? He's just like oval face, box glasses, wearing a suit, shaved face, 5 o'clock shadow with combed over hair. I mean, it's your typical union boss, right? Metro Police Department counts more than 1,200 killings as unsolved, with Hartley's being the oldest. We have 1,200 unsolved killings in Vegas? Oh, that's gross. Police officials, however, refused interview requests for this story. So, like I was saying, they're not too keen on interviewing people. Or being interviewed, sorry. They are interested in interviewing people. They're not interested in being interviewed because they like. Well, I'm going to move on. A convicted felon and reputed hitman, Shelton DeWitt Rich, was the first person arrested in connection with Hartley's killing. FBI agents and Clark County deputies questioned Rich, who asked investigators what evidence they had on them, and told investigators, "I will protect them, and they will protect me." So it sounds like he's super, super innocent. Rich was never charged in Hartley's death, unfortunately. Even though the guys we're talking about are not mobsters, it seems though they follow the criminal code. Says Jeff Schumer at the Mob Museum. Was when he was speaking of the suspects in the Hartley investigation. They're not going to snitch on each other. Although the suspicion is the real reason Hartley was killed is that they were afraid he was going to talk and reveal what was going on. If you remember what we were talking about earlier, there was missing money, and there's a whole lot more, right? So authorities said the killer had used a .22 caliber rifle, and Hartley's gold-rimmed eyeglasses were found near the makeshift grave along Paradise Road. Again, literally right there. Although it is not clear whether or not. By the way, his gravesite is a very that road is so popular now. It's like all the videos I upload of people just like leaving their car in the middle of the lane and just moving on. It's at this intersection. It's right here where this guy was buried. So it's not like he was like just not around, right? Like I don't think the airport was there at the time. I think the airport was not here at the time. I think it was moved. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's just super. Or maybe I'm thinking about Grand Forks. Well, Grand Forks was definitely moved. Not that you care. Okay, I'm going to move on. 3 days after his discovery, his wife, then 25-year-old Ruth Hartley, told the Las Vegas Review-Journal that she had not seen her husband in almost a month. He had kissed her goodbye and said he was headed to L.A. He assumed that he had left her and told the paper as her husband had been despondent for many weeks. Those are words I don't understand. I understand some of these words. James Hartley left behind a 10-month-old son, Thomas, and Ruth Hartley was 3 months pregnant with a baby boy when her husband was found dead. That's not great. That's not great. Okay, Sheldon DeWitt Rich Center. At the center of this picture here looks like a pretty hardy boxer, right? He's wearing a boxing glove, and he's got some big bones here and some big muscles. That's whatever. The former home of Shelton Rich, a suspect in the city's old homeless case, is now a union house in the Arts District of L.A. So that's really... of Las Vegas, not L.A. My apologies. The same day Ruth spoke with the Journal, neighbors told the newspaper that 2 men had tried to, quote, crash their way, unquote, into Hartley's apartment at 1154 South 4th Street just a few days before he disappeared. Then Clark County Sheriff Glenn Jones told the Review-Journal on March 16, 1954, that the killing might have been the result of a robbery because Hartley's 1953 Chrysler New Yorker sedan was missing and he had not deposited thousands of dollars in union funds since July. And that, I mean, remember, this is March 16th, July of the former, it's like 3, 2, 1, 2, 5 plus the, 3, so that's 8 months of just not depositing union funds. That's a lot of embezzling. Jones said $1,700 cash was found in Hartley's home after his death, but anonymous reports of the police department at the time alleged Hartley may have lost thousands more and was trying to shake down a Los Angeles contracting firm by threatening labor troubles if they did not pay him, according to an article from March 16, 1954. The shakedown was among the numerous police involved at the time. My apologies, I think I just read that wrong. The shakedown was among the rumors police divulged at the time. There it is. Jones said Hartley could have been killed for losing the union workers' money or for trying to double-cross the union by secretly collecting his own revenue. Days after Hartley's body was found, his car was found outside the union office in L.A. with several bullet holes in the windshield. Oof. Police said at the time it is not clear if he was sitting in the car when he was killed based on the bullet trajectory above his left eye. Less than 2 weeks after the slain detectives had identified a possible triggerman who had driven a car similar to Hartley's while they investigated rumors that there were orders to quiet Huntley down without killing him, according to the Review-Journal at the time. So, it looks like this gentleman was into a pretty ruthless, wild place. Again, this is an unsolved case. If you have any information regarding this case, maybe you heard your grandpa talking about it. Maybe you heard your dad talk about something he heard from one of his uncles. If you heard anything about this case should definitely be solved. This man was a World War II veteran. This man served in the U.S. Navy. Yeah, he probably embezzled, but you don't shoot someone in the head for embezzlement, right? They go to trial. We're a civilized species. We are, regardless of how much we want to pretend that we aren't. We are a civilized species, and we need to act like it. We need to uphold these. I mean, I'm a comedian, right? Like on the side of, I literally do stand-up comedy for a living. That's my job. But I know it's not really my place to be, preaching to anyone. I think that, like, even if I'm a comedian, I can understand that, like, there are things that I want to do that we cannot do. Because, I mean, I can't just, like, my drone, I can't just fly it up into the airport and, like, whoop, what's going on over here? There are things you can't do because we've evolved past being stupid. We really have. We like to pretend that we're that dumb, but we're not that dumb. We're really not. We like to pretend that people are stupid, but people are very aware of what they're doing, right? People, when they make their decisions and their choice, when they make actions, they're aware of what they're doing. They're not stupid. It's calculated. People know what they're doing. There's accidents of all things, obviously. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about human beings in general. We're an intelligent species. And it's right that we upkeep these laws and these and just laws. By that, just laws, I don't mean like the laws that are still on paper, meaning you can beat your wife on the courthouse here if you wanted to. That's ridiculous. I mean like laws that we as a society agree this is for the better of us, right? Like there's and everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say that. It's you know what I mean. And if you don't, there's no need to aggressively misunderstand what I'm trying to say to make a comment. It's unnecessary. I'm just saying that this man deserves justice too. He may have made poor choices in his life. He may have upset the wrong people. But this man deserves justice too. He's only 33 years old. He's, what's that, like 5 years older than me? So, I mean, he didn't live that long. He really didn't have that long of a life. So, you know, he was a young guy and he probably made mistakes. And just like any of us have made mistakes, you know, no one's clean. No one's perfectly clean. No one. And I just think this man deserves justice. It's unfortunate that his grave was so close to where I live today. It's unfortunate that this has gone on for so many years. And it's unfortunate that we have 1,200 unsolved murders in this town. I think we, you know, for the amount of police that you see in the city here every single day, taking speed, you think that they might be able to put some of those on the homicide team. I don't know. My point is this: the justice that these people so desperately need, it goes ungiven all the time. All the time. There are multiple justice systems in this country, multiple systems of it. Those who have money and those who don't, those who know information and those who don't, those who are dangerous to the government and those who aren't. You know, it's there, and those aren't. It's just there's a lot of politics and everything. There's a reason some of these cases are unsolved. It sounds like they were pretty close to figuring this one out by the sounds of it, and just decided not to. So, if anyone has any information on this case, please do reach forward to the FBI regarding his murder, or the State Police of Nevada. So, sorry that was such a downer. Wow, that was a downer ending story. Maybe I should start swapping these. Maybe the unsolved should go first and the solved should go at the end. I don't know. You tell me. Thank you again for joining us today, though. If you're a fan of what you heard here today, please subscribe, download, and rate the show. We appreciate the feedback, and I will see you all next week. Love y'all.